Every result in your life today is the outcome of the habits you have practiced for years, whether you are aware of them or not. The way you wake up, how you spend your mornings, how you deal with stress, what you eat, how you treat people, how much you learn. All of these small, repeated actions have quietly shaped your reality. This is why changing your habits is the fastest way to change your future. You cannot expect a new life while living with the same old patterns. It's like planting apple seeds and expecting mangoes to grow. The seeds you plant daily determine the fruit you will harvest later. Habits are powerful because they operate almost automatically. You don't have to remind yourself to brush your teeth. You do it without thinking because it's part of your identity. The same is true for bad habits. Scrolling on your phone for hours, complaining instead of acting, skipping exercise, spending without budgeting. These things happen on autopilot because they have been reinforced over time. The danger is that habits can work for you or against you. If they are bad, they will slowly pull you away from your goals without you noticing. If they are good, they will carry you towards success even when you are tired or unmotivated. This is why the 21-day success plan focuses on building habits that shape the future you want. Changing a habit starts with awareness. You must first identify the habits that are not serving you. Many people underestimate how much damage small negative habits do over time. Drinking sugary drinks every day might not hurt you tomorrow, but over years it affects your health. Avoiding challenges might feel comfortable today, but in the long run, it limits your opportunities. Once you identify these patterns, you can replace them with habits that align with your goals. This replacement is important because habits leave gaps. If you simply try to stop a habit without replacing it, your mind will search for something else to fill the space, and it may go back to the old behavior. The reason 21 days is a powerful time frame is that it's long enough to break the old mental association and start forming a new one. The first few days feel unnatural because your brain is used to the old way. But as you repeat the new behavior consistently, the brain begins to accept it as normal. For example, if you want to start waking up early, the first 3 mornings will feel like a struggle. By the second week, your body starts adjusting. By the third week, waking up early no longer feels like a punishment. It becomes part of your identity. And once a habit is tied to your identity, it becomes much harder to break because you no longer say, I'm trying to wake up early. You say, I am an early riser. One of the most effective strategies for building new habits is to start small and grow gradually. People often fail because they try to change too much too quickly. If you have never exercised, trying to do 2 hours at the gym every day is a recipe for burnout. Instead, start with 15 minutes of walking daily for the first week. Once that feels normal, increase it. The same applies to learning. Instead of committing to read an entire book in one sitting, read 10 pages a day. Small wins build confidence, and confidence builds consistency. Over time, these small actions compound into massive results, just like how small investments grow through compound interest. Your environment plays a big role in shaping your habits. If you want to eat healthier, keep junk food out of your house. If you want to read more, place books where you can see them easily. If you want to be more productive, remove distractions from your workspace. Habits are not only about willpower, they are about designing your surroundings so that good habits are easy to follow and bad habits are hard to continue. The less energy you need to start a habit, the more likely you are to stick with it. This is why people who work out regularly often keep their gym clothes ready the night before. It removes friction and makes the habit almost automatic. Another key factor in building habits is consistency over intensity. It's better to do something small every day than to do something big occasionally. If you meditate for 5 minutes daily, it will have more impact than meditating for 1 hour once a week. The brain learns through repetition, and the more often you repeat an action, the stronger the neural pathway becomes. Think of it like walking through grass. The first time you walk, the grass stands back up. But if you walk the same path every day, it becomes a clear trail. The same happens with habits. Repetition makes the path easier to follow until it becomes the default route for your actions. Accountability can also help in habit formation. When you share your goals with someone and update them on your progress, you create external motivation. This could be a friend, a mentor, or a group with similar goals. Humans naturally want to be consistent with what they have committed to publicly. If you say you will exercise daily and someone is watching your progress, you will feel more pressure to follow through. This is why group challenges or coaching programs are effective. They provide both structure and accountability. It's also important to remember that building habits is not a straight line. There will be days when you feel tired, busy, or unmotivated. Missing one day is not failure, but missing several days in a row can break the chain. The key is to never miss twice. If you slip up, get back on track immediately. This mindset prevents a small setback from turning into a complete return to old habits. Over time, you will develop resilience, the ability to keep going even when things are not perfect. This resilience is what turns a temporary habit into a permanent lifestyle change. When you intentionally shape your habits, you take control of your future. Instead of living on autopilot, you decide the patterns that guide your life. Every habit you build is like laying a brick toward the house you want to live in. The more bricks you lay in the right direction, the sooner you create the life you've been dreaming about. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's the daily choice to act in alignment with the person you want to become. And when you repeat those choices for 21 days and beyond, your habits stop being something you do. They become who you are. Most people think that success starts with a big opportunity, a new business idea, or a lucky break. But the truth is, success begins with something far less glamorous, the fight with your own lazy self. This is the first and hardest battle you will ever face. You see, your biggest enemy is not your competitors, not the economy, not even lack of resources. Your biggest enemy is your own comfort zone. Comfort feels nice in the moment, but it quietly kills your potential. It whispers, stay where you are. Don't push too hard. Tomorrow is fine. And when you listen to that voice too often, tomorrow never comes. The habit of delay becomes your lifestyle. And before you know it, years have passed without any real change. When you start anything new, whether it's a business, a skill, or a fitness routine, the first week is always the most difficult. Not because the task is too hard, but because your mind is not used to the discomfort. You have spent years training yourself to follow patterns that feel safe. If you wake up at 8 o'clock every day, your body will resist a 6 a.m. start. If you spend your evenings scrolling through social media, your brain will crave that dopamine instead of reading or learning. It's like trying to turn a heavy ship. The initial push requires enormous effort. This is where most people fail, not because they cannot do it, but because they are not willing to endure the temporary pain of change. The first 7 days of change are like telling your brain, we are going in a new direction, and your brain replying, no, we're not. Your brain will find excuses. You're too tired. You don't have time. You can start next week. It's not the right moment. It will even make you feel uncomfortable on purpose. So you quit and go back to what is familiar. This is why discipline is more important than motivation in the beginning. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings change. Discipline is a decision, and decisions create change. When you say, I will wake up early no matter what, and you follow through, you are building mental muscles. Just like in the gym, the first repetitions are the hardest, but they are the ones that make you stronger. Winning against your lazy self means creating a system that makes it hard to fail. If you want to wake up earlier, put your alarm clock across the room, so you must get out of bed to turn it off. If you want to read in the morning, keep the book on your pillow at night so it's the first thing you see. If you want to exercise, prepare your workout clothes before going to bed. These small actions remove friction from good habits and increase friction for bad ones. Your lazy self thrives on easy access to comfort. Take that away and it becomes weaker. One of the most powerful ways to beat laziness is to commit publicly. Tell your friends or family about your goal or post it online. When others know what you are trying to achieve, you feel accountable. Laziness loves privacy because there's no consequence when you quit in silence. But when you put your commitment out into the world, quitting becomes harder because it's not just about you anymore. It's about your word and your reputation. Another method is to track your progress daily. A simple checklist where you mark every day you followed your plan can be incredibly motivating. Over time, you will not want to break the chain of progress you've built. It's also important to understand that laziness is often a mask for fear. You may delay action, not because you don't want to work, but because you are afraid of failing or even afraid of succeeding. Laziness keeps you in the safety of "I could do it if I tried," because trying and failing would remove that excuse. To overcome this, you must remind yourself that progress is more important than perfection. The goal is not to do everything perfectly. The goal is to start and keep going. Every small action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. When you choose action over comfort, even in tiny steps, you are casting a vote for your future self. During this battle with your lazy self, reward systems can also help. Your brain likes rewards. So give yourself something to look forward to after completing a difficult task. It could be something simple like a good cup of coffee after your workout or 10 minutes of your favorite activity after a study session. This trains your brain to associate effort with pleasure rather than discomfort. Over time, the effort itself becomes the reward because you begin to enjoy the feeling of growth and progress. But in the early days, small external rewards can make the process easier to stick